Okay, picture this. A huge, bustling city. People everywhere, cars honking, buildings scraping the sky. It can feel, well, a little chaotic, right? But have you ever stopped to wonder how it all works? Believe it or not, there's a system underneath all that noise, and it's actually designed to give you a voice. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and dive into the story of how your city works, right from the ground up. And to really get a handle on this, let's just drop right into a conversation. Imagine we're eavesdropping. So here's Samir. He's from a quiet little village. And then there's Anita, who's visiting from the big city. Their chat, believe it or not, is going to get us right to the heart of this whole thing. So Anita starts describing her city, and for Samir, it's like a whole different planet. She's talking about these towering buildings, people just rushing everywhere, a constant buzz of noise. And the crazy part? You might not even know the person living right next door. But Samir's village? Totally different. It's the kind of place where everybody knows everybody, and if someone needs a hand, you can bet the whole community pitches in. And right there, their conversation brings up this massive question. I mean, in a small village, it's easy to see how people make decisions together, but a giant city full of strangers? How on earth does a place like that govern itself? How does anything ever get done? And then Samir asks the perfect question. He brings up this story Anita told about a house collapsing and asks, well, doesn't the local government help with things like that? And boom, the answer is a big yes. And that question right there, that's our key. That's the way we're going to unlock this whole system. All right, let's do it. Let's start unpacking the actual machinery behind how a city is governed. And there's a key term you're going to want to remember: urban local bodies, or you'll hear people call them ULBs for short. That's the official name for the whole system that keeps our towns and cities running. Now, the most important word in that whole definition is decentralized. What does that mean? Well, think of it this way. Instead of all the power being held by some far-off central government, a ULB pushes that power down, right to the local level. The whole system is designed to give communities like yours a direct say in how things are managed. It's all about empowering you, the citizens, to shape your own neighborhood. Okay, so how does this actually look? Check this out. It's basically a pyramid, and it's a pretty clever system. The most important thing to see is that it starts at the bottom. It starts with you, the people living in a specific area, or a ward, as it's called. See, a whole city is broken up into these smaller wards. Then, the people in each ward elect their own representatives who form something called a ward committee. And then those committees all come together to form the big citywide group, the municipal corporation or council. So the power isn't trickling down from the top, it's flowing up from the people. That's the key. And you know what's wild? This idea is not new at all. In fact, it has a super long history here in India. The very first municipal institution, the Madras Corporation, was set up way back in 1688. Can you believe that? Then it got the power to collect local taxes in 1792, and by 1865, the Mumbai Corporation was up and running. So these systems we're talking about, they've been evolving for literally centuries. But of course, one size doesn't fit all, right? Not every urban area is a massive megacity. So the system is smart. It adapts based on how many people live there. For smaller towns, you have something called a Nagar Panchayat. For mid-sized cities, say with a population between 1 and 10 lakh, you get a municipal council. And for the huge metropolitan areas with over 10 lakh people, that's when you have a full-blown municipal corporation. Okay, so we've got the structure down, but what does a ULB actually do? Like day-to-day, what's on their to-do list? Let's get down to brass tacks and look at the real-world services that actually shape our daily lives. And if you want to see what's possible when this system really works well, just look at Indore. I mean, 7 years in a row, it's been awarded India's cleanest city. 7! That kind of thing doesn't just happen by accident. It is the direct result of an effective local government working hand-in-hand with its citizens. And just take a look at the sheer range of stuff the Indore Municipal Corporation handles. We're talking property taxes, water charges, making sure that garbage gets collected, issuing business licenses, running the fire department. I mean, they even handle citizen complaints and services you can request, like getting a water tanker or an ambulance. They are, quite literally, the backbone that keeps the city up and running every single day. But, and this is maybe the most important part of this whole story, a municipal corporation can't pull off a success like Indore's all by itself. No way. It needs the other half of the equation, the power of the people. And that brings us to this incredible idea called participatory democracy. Here's the bottom line, the main takeaway from all of this. The system works best when citizens like you and me are actively involved. The government's efficiency isn't just about them. It's directly tied to how much we, the residents, actually care about and look after our own neighborhoods. When people participate, the whole system just gets stronger. So let's circle back to our story with Samir and Anita. Remember when Anita mentioned how all the neighbors rushed to help when that house collapsed? That is participatory democracy in the city. And what about when Samir said the kids in his village were the ones who reported a dangerously low electricity wire? That's participatory democracy in the village. See? The setting is different, but the core idea is exactly the same. And this is where Anita has this fantastic realization. She puts it all together and says, even though the city's system seems way more complicated on the surface, the basic idea is exactly the same as in the village. It all comes down to one thing. Everyone's voice matters. And just like that, the whole tale of two worlds comes together. Okay, so now that we've seen how it all works, and more importantly, why your voice is so crucial, let's make this real. Let's turn this from theory into a practical challenge. It's your turn now. So I want you to imagine this. You're on your way to school, maybe with some friends, and you spot a water pipe that's leaking. A lot of good, clean water is just going to waste. What do you do? After everything we've just talked about, do you just keep walking? No way. Of course not. This is your moment. This is what being an active citizen is all about. So here's a game plan. Just 3 simple steps. 1, don't ignore it. That's the first rule of participatory democracy, right? You see something, you do something. 2, note the exact location. Just pull out your phone, drop a pin, whatever it takes so the authorities can find it fast. And 3, report it. Get in touch with your local ward committee member or the municipal authority. It's such a small action on your part, but it can solve a huge problem for the entire community. So as we start to wrap this up, it becomes pretty clear, doesn't it? Whether we're talking about the Panchayat system out in the villages or the urban local bodies in the cities, we're really talking about the exact same core principle. Yeah, the structures might look a bit different, the scale is certainly bigger in a city, but the foundation for both is grassroots democracy. It's all about power starting with the people. And that leaves us with one final thing to chew on. We've looked at the structures, the to-do lists, and the absolute importance of citizen action. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about for your own community. What truly makes a good urban local government? Is it just about picking up the trash on time and fixing pipes? Or is it something more than that?